Hi and welcome to our show Live Action. I'm Leah Cherviam Pondamandi. In Middle East region, ഏറ്റവും popular ആയിട്ടുള്ള off-road SUV ആണ്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, this is also one of the largest SUVs available in the market today. The Nissan Patrol. നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ ആരെടുത്ത് ചോദിച്ചാലും ഈ റീജിയനിലെ ഏറ്റവും പോപ്പുലർ SUVs ഏതാണെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ രണ്ട് പേരുകളിലാണ് പെട്ടെന്ന് ആൾക്കാർ വായിൽ വരിക. അതായത് ടൊയോട്ട ലാൻഡ് ക്രൂസറും നിസാൻ്റെ പെട്രോളും. മൈ പേഴ്സണൽ പ്രിഫറൻസ് ഇത് രണ്ടിലും നിസാൻ പെട്രോളിനോടാണ് ഇച്ചിരൂടെ. കാരണം അത് കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ഒരു അഗ്രസീവ് വണ്ടിയായിട്ട് തോന്നുന്നു. ത്രോട്ടിൽ റെസ്പോൺസ് ആയാലും എന്തായാലും ആക്ച്വലി ഇറ്റ്സ് ലോട്ട് ബെറ്റർ സ്യൂട്ടഡ് ടു മൈ പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റി. പെട്രോളിൻ്റെ ഈ ജനറേഷൻ വന്നിട്ടൊരു 5 yearsോളമായി. അത് വന്നപ്പം തന്നെ അതൊരു മേജർ ചേഞ്ച് ആയിരുന്നു. വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന നിസാൻ പെട്രോളിൻ്റെ എൻറ്റയർ ഡിസൈൻ കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് എല്ലാം വെച്ച് നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ ഹ്യൂജ് ലീപ്പ് ഫോർവേഡ്. കാരണം പഴയ പെട്രോൾ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പം ഒരു മിനിമലിസ്റ്റിക് ഡിസൈൻ ആയിരുന്നു മൊത്തമായിട്ട്. വെദർ ഇറ്റ്സ് ദി എക്സ്റ്റീരിയർ ഓർ ദി ഇന്റീരിയേഴ്സ്, ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ വെരി യുട്ടിലിറ്റി based car. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഫീച്ചേഴ്സ് എല്ലാം നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഈവൻ ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ ഫുൾ ഓപ്ഷൻ കാർ, but it had leather interiors, sunroof, automatic transmission, ഇതെല്ലാം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നാലും ശരി, the interiors look very crude and fit for purpose. Off-road capability was also extremely good പഴയ പെട്രോളിൽ. ഈ പെട്രോൾ ഇപ്പം കഴിഞ്ഞ 5 വർഷമായിട്ട് it comes with a V8 5.6 liter engine. High-end variant in the power output 400 horsepower ആണ്, which is the one we're driving right now. അപ്പം ഹോഴ്സ്പവറിൽ തന്നെ പഴയ പെട്രോൾ was 280 horsepower, now it's 400. അപ്പം പവറിൻ്റെ കാര്യത്തിൽ തന്നെ again it's moved forward quite a bit. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, എൻജിനും ഇപ്പം V8 5.6 ആണ്. The earlier one was an inline 6 4.8 liter. അപ്പം that is the engine part. If you look at design, interiors and technology, എല്ലാം വെച്ച് നോക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും a lot of changes have come in, and people are used to this kind of petrol. So പഴയ Nissan petrol ഇപ്പോഴും ഒരു huge fan following on the Middle East, and for that reason it's still available as new showroom. But now this new Nissan Patrol has kind of taken over. Another road ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ കാണാം ഈ വണ്ടി. It actually had one of the highest SUV sales record also recently. So ഈ വണ്ടിയുടെ, I mean, although I'm a big fan of the old petrol, ഈ വണ്ടിക്കകത്ത് ഇരിക്കുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് you don't feel that charm being lost or anything. നിസാൻ പെട്രോളിൻ്റെ പഴയ അഗ്രസീവ്നെസ്സും എല്ലാം ഈ വണ്ടിക്കും ഉണ്ട്. ഇറ്റ്സ് ജസ്റ്റ് ദാറ്റ് അതിൻ്റെ പാക്കേജിങ് വ്യത്യാസം വരുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ നൗ വാട്ട് യു ഹാവ് ഇസ് എ വെരി അൾട്രാ ലക്ഷൂറിയസ് ടെക്നോളജി ഫിൽഡ്, ഗാഡ്ജറ്റ് ലേഡൻ, പവർഫുൾ SUV, off-road SUV. So it has not become lesser than the old petrol. In fact, it's added on a lot more features. ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇരിക്കുമ്പം തന്നെ the first thing that you notice as a difference from the old petrol when you sit in this is the size. This SUV is humongous. Actually, it is one of the biggest SUVs available today. അപ്പം ഈ ഒരു സൈസ് വണ്ടി കൊണ്ടു നടക്കുന്നതിന് it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's a proper 8-seater. The second row 3 people, last row also 3 people can sit in absolute comfort actually. Because Istanbul leg room under. So it's a proper 8-seater. And power and throttle response and all of that, Pare Patrol at Nokumam, it's far better. And the acceleration is again because of the new engine and increased horsepower. It's very, very responsive. Instrument cluster, very good. Big dials on it, so it's all very prominent, and there's nothing you miss when you look at the instrument cluster. It's all there in bold, all the basic things that you need. Monday entertainment system, navigation system, all central. This design has been there for the last 5 years, so ഒരു റീവാമ്പിൻ്റെ സമയമായിട്ടുണ്ട്. You need bigger displays coming in now. This one feels a bit too small. Dashboard കൊടുത്തിട്ടുള്ള controls എല്ലാം, it's on this huge central location. അതായത് it's spread out here. നമുക്ക് controls ഒന്നും access ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി it's not even clustered like you find in the Infinities and the smaller Nissans. ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ space ഉള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് all the buttons are like really spread out. You can easily find what you're looking for. The gear lever is compact compared to the size of this car. It's a short lever, and the Porela and 4-wheel drive in all options. Now again, this is another major difference from the old Patrol. The old Patrol was very manual in its approach. And as an electronic differential lock, rear differential lock. Rear differential lock electronic. Off-road modes under. Firstly, it is an automatic 4x4, which means 4 high, 4 low. Automatic choose the mode depending on the traction requirements. In the 4 high set 4 low separately set. That's 3 off-road options. On-road that's sand, rock and snow. These 3 options. So in this part of the world, we use sand and rock. So if you wadis rock mode. When you're driving on sand, you put it on sand mode. So these conditions, again, the traction control and all of these things kind of get optimized for this off-road mode. That's traction control, you can switch it off separately. My recommendation is that whenever you go off-road, traction control manually switch off chain so that it doesn't interfere with the 4x4 system. Even did a power steering, it's a speed sensitive steering again. We speed tightens up a little bit. City load loose out. So that's size it's very easy to drive. Maneuverability is good. The only thing is parking becomes a little difficult in the size car. But again, isn't that the it's got cameras everywhere, it's got a top view, it's easy to get used to parking this car. This is a full-sized 8-seater matra. Even the seats are like really big. I remember the old Patrol. When you sit in the old Patrol, it is a slightly cramped feel. You get for 3 people can sit. It's just enough for 3. The third row could just seat 2 people, and there wasn't enough leg room also. All of those worries are taken care of. So if there was one car that you needed that could do everything, the speed, utility, off-road capability, all of these things put together, this would actually fit the bill perfectly, because here motoring needs cover because it can handle almost every terrain that you throw it. Road presence on this, especially when you're driving on the highways. People automatically give you that respect on the road. The size, the whole stance is like very imposing. Platinum version Nissan actually another facelift. It's got LED integrated headlamps and tail lamps. Because 5 years back the Nissan Patrol a crude formula, the generation so people were finding it a little difficult to accept, because Nissan Patrol they're used to that old boxy straight line design. The rounded design it was a little difficult. The facelift it's really appealing now. A lot of people are buying it. The appeal is just hit the roof. Train body SUV, it's very obvious that better lane change when you maneuver quickly, body roll so this car has systems that counteract this body roll. Better lane change instantaneously it counters that. You don't feel the size. So I'm going to do a feature you get almost the kind of handling that you would get from a large sedan. The air conditioning is another feature that's worth mentioning. It's top notch, like Nissans have always been. Middle East, the air conditioning makes a lot of difference because it's very much required here. Off-road you need a car which has a very reliable air conditioning. Even did interior design, it's got a very modern look. This wood finish, leather room, that combination is very good. Although it is time for a revamp. The next generation Patrol, I think, will be a lot better than this. But again, compared to the previous one, this has a completely different appeal. When you got legendary cars to match up to appeal, it's difficult to wipe off from your head. So there are people who still hold on to their Nissan Patrols from 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Because they get so attached to that car and its capability and its reliability. It's hard to let go. Because they just don't want to let the old one go. The reason they like the new one is because of the old one. So that's the kind of attachment that people have towards this. Even the entertainment system is also top notch. It's got a Bose sound system and speakers everywhere, DVD player under with 2 screens behind the front seats. Even as a family car, not just for adventure and performance and speed and desert driving, even if it's simply a family car for you, and if you've got a lot of kids or if you travel a lot with your family members, this is a complete solution. Like I've said before, ee vandikku appuram veru saanam avashyam varilla, because there are a lot of other large SUVs also available in the market today. Cars that have maybe even more space than this car, but those cars have their limitations when it comes to maybe reliability or off-road performance. So why cars like this sustain over the long term? അതായത് ആൾക്കാർ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനത്തെ വണ്ടികൾ വർഷങ്ങളായിട്ട് വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്? ഇങ്ങനൊരു, because it covers important aspects like reliability and off-road utility, all of that. അതെല്ലാം വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് the trust factor in people increases for certain models, and this car is a real example of something like that. ഈ വണ്ടിയിലെ വീൽസ് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് സൈസ് വരുന്നത് 20 inches ആണ്. ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇൻഫിനിറ്റി മോഡലിൽ വരുന്നത് 22 inches ആണ്, which means that has very low profile tires. ഇതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് 20 inch ആയതുകൊണ്ട് the tire profile is also reasonably good. അപ്പം ഓഫ് റോഡിന് വേണ്ടി we don't need to modify too much. Ground clearanceും ഈ വണ്ടിക്ക് നല്ലപോലെ ഉണ്ട്. So in stock condition, because it's got ground clearance and good set of tires and from the factory itself, അധികം മോഡിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഒന്നും ഇല്ലാതെ തന്നെ it will do most of what you needed to do off-road, unless you're going like very extreme off-roading, which most people don't even do. So for any average, above average requirements, this car is perfect. You just need to deflate your tires and get into the desert. That's all you need to do. ഇത്രയും ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സും ഗാഡ്ജറ്ററിയും ടെക്നോളജിയും ലക്ഷറിയും എല്ലാം ഈ വണ്ടിയിൽ ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും it doesn't feel disconnected, because പല മോഡേൺ SUVസും ഇത്രയും ഗാഡ്ജറ്ററി ഉള്ളത്, the driver feels disconnected from the road, but in the Patrol you really don't feel that. There's a good sense of being, giving it a connected drive. And I think അതിൻ്റെ മെയിൻ കാരണം ഇതിൻ്റെ ഓഫ് റോഡ് കേപ്പബിലിറ്റി ഇതിനകത്തോട്ട് ഇൻറ്റഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം. Because when you have a car that's good for going off road, you cannot afford to have a completely disconnected drive. So this car, because see, whether you like it or not, SUVs are becoming more and more modern every year. അപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് വരുന്ന ഗാഡ്ജറ്ററിയും ഇതിലൊന്നും ഇനി കുറയാൻ പോകുന്നില്ല, കൂടാൻ പോകുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. So it's always a question of maintaining a balance between gadgetry and performance and feel factor. And some brands and models tend to get better at it over the years. Some get lost and have no clue what to do. But it's a good thing to see that at least 2 of the major models, like the Land Cruiser and the Patrol, it's managed to hold on to people's likes, and that the charm is not lost yet. The all-round visibility of this car is also very good. It's got large windscreen, large windows. Everything is double XL in this car. So it's for a car of this size, even did a sunroof. I mean, you would expect a much larger sunroof, especially ഇന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് എല്ലാ SUVs-ഉം വലിയ വലിയ sunroof ഇട്ടാണ് വരുന്നത്. But even compared to the older petrol, the sunroof in this new version is slightly smaller. So hopefully the next generation of petrol will have a much seat and lumbar support and so especially if you're going long distance or you do a lot of driving every day, it's just perfect. You don't feel fatigued or anything. Nalla supportive seats on and even the leather quality and everything is really good. So yeah, I mean it's very difficult to find fault with this car. എത്ര നോക്കിയിട്ടും ഒരു കുറ്റം കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല because I mean they've got years, decades of history. They've got decades of experience building good cars, so it's obvious that they do a good job. And over the last 5 years, Evandi Medichitulla Arum complaints everybody just loves it. So that's why we thought, after a few years, do a review of the Patrol again. Although there have been so many reviews of the Patrol, the Platinum Edition looked like something. A slightly fresher version of the new generation. Even did a fuel tank. It's really big. About a full tank of fuel will give you around 780 kilometers. So long drives, and again, you don't get driving fatigue. You don't run out of fuel also very fast. So. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with yet another car and yet another adventure.